Hey folks, it's GreenScreen here, and we are back with another build in the AtoZbuilds challenge. This one is E. Now, I put a poll on Twitter asking people what kind of build they wanted to see for E, and the choices were English pub and Emma's dream home, Emma being me of course. And people voted for Emma's dream home, which I was really shocked at because I was convinced that English pub was going to win. And then the biggest challenge came from the actual fact that I wasn't sure about what my dream home was. Like, I still don't really know, and I'm not sure if this is it. But I don't know, this kind of has everything that I would ever want in a house. I guess if I had a criteria for what I would want my home to have that I'd bought, it'd be somewhere that's like really like welcoming, has lots of areas like that you can go and hang out in, just be really comfortable, just like somewhere for everyone. Like, you know, no matter who you are, like where you come from or anything, you would walk into this house and you would just feel instantly at home. And you know, I'm the type of person that's like, yeah, put your feet up on the sofa, like, you know, you don't have to I don't know, use a coaster. Basically, you know, it's a very relaxed place. The only thing that I do ask is that you take your shoes off at the front door, because I've got this really weird thing about people wearing shoes in the house. And it's not because, like, I think that you're going to mucky the carpets, it's because I don't understand how that's comfortable. How is it comfortable to lounge around the house with your shoes on? It's the same with people that lounge on the sofa wearing jeans. Like, that's just not comfortable. But then maybe that's just me. Like, I'm literally like either wearing my uniform or I'm wearing my pyjamas. Like, those are my two outfits. So anyway, back to the build. I went for some sort of like brick, kind of Victorian, I guess. I don't know whether it is, but in my head it's like sort of got an element of like a Victorian era house. Like, it's very grand, it's very big, the windows are kind of like in the Gothic style. I wanted the house to be the kind of house that you look at it and you go, that house probably looks haunted, like that is probably haunted, because I would love like my dream home to be haunted. I mean, the house that I live in now, we're convinced is haunted, and we have had some very spooky things happen here, but that's a story for another day. And I don't know, I want something with character. I'm not all like into the whole like modern building kind of like white with big windows. I don't know, I mean, I like them, don't get me wrong, I like them and I do build them, and I build them quite a lot in The Sims because they're very easy to build, in my opinion. But for me, I need something with character. I need you to like look at the house and sort of say, that house has been there for a long time and it's got a lot of stories. Like, there's a lot of stories hidden in the walls and that kind of thing. And so for me, like, I wanted something brick, and again, that choice purely comes from the fact that I'm from the UK and our buildings are mainly made out of brick, just because of the weather that we have over here. I mean, I always complain about the weather that we have over here, but it's not been that bad recently. But you wouldn't find a wooden house structure. You might find like just a concrete kind of, I don't know, like a modern sort of plain white build, but a lot of the houses that are here are made out of brick. And I wanted my house to kind of be realistic to where I'm from. I wanted it to kind of represent the UK, I guess, and these are the kind of houses that you would see around the area that I live. And again, they're all kind of like period homes, so there's like quite a lot of like Victorian architecture, like Georgian houses, a lot of like terraced townhouses and stuff like that. So this is obviously it's my dream home, so it's I've limited myself to 5 bedrooms instead of you know, more than that. And I've put in some places that I would definitely love to have in my house. So the outside of the build is kind of typical. You've just got a pond there, you've got a little bit of foliage, but I am by no means a gardener at all. I can't, like, I don't know, I can't grow plants to save my life. So if I was going to have like my dream home, it would have some plants, and I probably would hire a gardener, but it'd be very like easy to maintain. There wouldn't be like too much. It wouldn't take you that long to actually go around and do a bit of weeding, because I couldn't have a house that was just full of plants. There would just be too many for me. So yeah, so basically what you see there is very simple. It's just a pond. I like the idea of like plants going up the building, and I don't know, I think that looks nice, even though structurally it's probably not very good to have plants growing up your building, because they go in the brickwork and cause problems. But that's this is The Sims, so we can do it here. And yeah, so it did. I had to make quite a lot of cuts, because in total the footage for this video was over 5 hours. Took a long time, because again I was kind of going back and forth on ideas, like trying something out, seeing if I liked it, and then sort of taking it away. So yes, the footage for this was quite long, so I had to cut quite a lot out and then edit it so that it wasn't too fast, that it made you feel a bit sick, but it's still a bit faster than I'd usually like a video to be. But I had to, in order to get it to, I don't know, is it about 29 minutes or something like that, which is probably a little bit longer than a regular speed build. But yeah, anyway, so we're kind of working on the back garden at the moment, and again, like I said, I don't want something that's like takes a long time to maintain. I want something that's quite easy to just look after, somewhere you can go and have a barbecue with your friends. And I think I put a hot tub in later on. Again, I didn't really have like an idea for what I wanted the floor plan of the house to be like. I knew that there was certain elements that I wanted in my build, and I just kind of kept playing around until everything fit and it looked like right. The landing sort of caused me a bit of grief, because it was quite large and probably a lot larger than I wanted it to be, but it was the only way that I could make the layout upstairs work without it seeming too empty and what have you. But anyway, we'll get to that in a bit, because you'll see it later on. It might seem a bit odd that I'm going to put a Christmas tree here, but in one of the definite things that I know that I want in my dream home is a bay window, and I want the Christmas tree to sit in the bay window, so that's why that's there. I know it's not Christmas, I know it's nowhere near Christmas, but I just wanted to put it there so that I knew I had the space for it. So that is the only reason that is there, and I probably wouldn't even choose that kind of Christmas tree. It's a bit over fussy for me. I like something a little plainer. That rug as well, like I've only just discovered that rug and it's amazing. I did not realise that the rug that came with Get Famous had so many swatches on it, and I was watching somebody's video the other day and they used that rug, and I was like, oh my god, I've been missing out. I did not know that it was there. Obviously the exterior of the house is brick, and I wanted some of the rooms in the houses to have like the exposed brick walls, because if I was gonna sort of renovate this property, like say you bought it just as a shell, I would definitely want to keep the exposed brick walls in some of the rooms, because again, to me that gives character. Like I said, this house is not going to be to everybody's taste. I'm not expecting everybody to kind of go, oh my god, that's my dream home too, because no two people are alike, and we all like different things. So, you know, this is my dream home. It's not anybody else's, it's my dream home. So I would be surprised if everybody liked what they were watching right now. But anyway, so obviously this is like going to be a little bathroom downstairs, just somewhere that you can do the laundry as well. Obviously, again, as I said, I do have cats and they are a big part of my life, so they would have to have a lot of different areas, and you will actually see in a bit when we go upstairs, that one of the rooms is actually dedicated to them. I made that little Beware of the Cat custom item. That is the only bit of custom content in the game, because I have put this on the gallery and obviously it shows up as having CC, but it is just that picture. So if you were to download this build, make sure that you have move objects on, and you will probably just be missing it will be just missing that picture. Sorry, my voice went a bit funny then, started to sound like a ghost myself. So yeah, so you can download it and play with it. Again, if you do decide to play with the build, let me know. If you do a video or anything like that, let me know, because I do like seeing people do things that I play with things that I've created. For instance, the challenge, the AtoZbuilds challenge is a challenge that I sort of thought up one day and thought, you know what, I'm just going to do 26 builds, each beginning with a letter of the alphabet. And I think there's about 3 or 4 people now doing the challenge themselves on their own YouTube channels, and I have been watching them and they are all absolutely amazing, and I'm actually kind of jealous of some of the builds, because I just think, wow, you're doing the challenge way better than I ever could. So it just makes me really proud to like watch what people do, and somebody else, Michelle Blue, has she's done, or Sim Michelle, I can't remember what her YouTube channel is, but she does, she's doing like a room version of it, so she's doing 26 different rooms, each beginning with a letter of the alphabet, because she didn't have the time to commit to 26 full builds, so she's adapted it to suit her schedule, which I thought was really cool, and I've seen some of them so far, and again, they are really amazing. Everybody's builds is absolutely amazing. So yeah, so I'm up to E, and it's taken me about a week to actually do this video. I started, when did I do D? D was a drive-through diner, and I think that was out about a week ago, and then I've just been putting it off and off and off, because I've been trying to figure out what my dream home is. Like I said, I just haven't got a clue. I mean, if anybody does know what their dream home is, like, you know, put in the comments down below, tell me, what is your dream home? Do you know it, what it is, or do you, I don't know, like me, you go on Pinterest and there's like 5 different kitchens and they're all your dream kitchen? It's just so difficult, but one thing's for sure, I knew that I wanted it to be somewhere just so friendly and like a place just to go and just to hang out and just to have fun, because that's what my house is now. It's really important to me that I've created like a place for people to come and chill and be themselves, because my group of friends is very diverse, and there are lots of different people from all different walks of life and going through different things in their lives, and I wouldn't want them to come here and feel like uncomfortable or judged or anything like that. So it's really important to me that whatever space I create or wherever I live, that everybody feels welcome and that everybody has something, you know, there's something to offer everybody. So that was part of the reason why this build is so big as well. There is 5 bedrooms. I think there's two of the bedrooms, one of them is mine and one of them I've built for Lizzie, and I'm really proud of it and I hope that she likes it. And I don't think I've shown it her yet. I'll show it her at some point. And then we do have like a spare room, and there is like downstairs there's like an area as well, which we'll get to eventually. It's a bit of a surprise. But yeah, also one thing that really disappoints me still about the game, and I think I go on about this a lot, is that there's just there's just not enough clutter. There just really isn't enough clutter. And one of the things that I have in the house is I call it like my shelf of crap, which basically it's a shelf full of loads of like little trinkets and like odd things that I've found around wherever, like around the world. I think I've got a little elephant on there that somebody brought me back from Africa. There's like a lot of like cat ornaments. There's Lego minifigures that I did collect Lego minifigures, like the series of Lego. I've got 2 full sets, I think, and then like random ones as well. But I haven't been collecting those for a while, because it did become quite an expensive hobby. But eventually, I probably will, hopefully, go back to collecting them at some point. So yeah. So anyway, I have my shelf of crap, and I like to add to it. I like to add trinkets to it, and there's just not enough in the game that represented all the trinkets that I have. So I just kind of had to put a lot of random things in that I perhaps wouldn't have, just to give the illusion of something that I would own. Obviously, one of the bedrooms has to be dedicated to an office for me, for all my gaming needs. Currently my setup is in the living room downstairs, which, you know, can prove a bit difficult, especially if you can hear everything that's going on in the background, which there's quite a few bits and bobs going on in the background right now. But again, my house isn't big enough for me to have my own separate office, and my room upstairs just got a bit too crowded. I couldn't fit a wardrobe in if I did have it upstairs, so I've had to move downstairs, which is fine. I love my house. I'm not complaining about my house right now, because I do love my house. Again, like I said, it's cosy and comfortable and haunted. So I love it. I love my house. So this is Lizzie's bedroom that that we're currently doing now. Lizzie's very girly, and she's a lot cooler than I am. Her bedroom is like, she's in the attic upstairs. Our house is split over 3 levels, so there's the attic room, which is like a big bedroom, and then there's my bedroom, and then another small bedroom, like a little box room, and hers is the attic room, and she's done like an amazing job with hers. It looks really nice up there. It's really like comfy and nice, and she's got a lot of art on the walls, and just like loads of like pictures of her family and stuff like that, whereas my room's quite bare at the moment. We've been living here for about, I can't remember when we moved in. I think it's probably been about 2 years now, because we did live somewhere before. We've both lived together for about, I think it's about 4 years now in total. So yeah, the place where we lived at before we moved here, we lived with somebody else who we don't live with anymore. But so she's like really made her room like her own, whereas I've not really done much with mine, and I think it's because I'm still deciding what I want to do with it. Like, I'm still deciding on my art, I'm still deciding like whether I want to change the furniture that I've got. I've just recently bought myself a new bed and side table and chest of drawers, and I'm just wondering whether to get the matching wardrobe to go with it all. And I don't know, it's a slow process for me, but I will eventually get there and decide what I want it to look like. I'm very indecisive as a person, you see, so choosing something that's going to be there for a long time is difficult. But I will eventually get there. Yeah, like I said, I was very proud of like what I've done with the room in this, because I feel like it's to her taste. I feel like she'd enjoyed that, and she does have birds. She's got 2 budgies, whereas I've obviously got 2 cats, and you can't have budgies in the game, so I had to kind of just put that little bird feeder there on the outdoor bit, just to kind of I don't know, make her feel like it's hers. This is just the spare room. There's nothing too interesting in here, just some wardrobes, and I guess if, you know, I did actually live in this house, it probably would be a bit of a storage room. It's got just a few things in it, nothing too special. And then I think we do move upstairs to the to my room. So yeah, so part of the video was kind of a get to know me, I guess, get to know like what you know, the kind of my hobbies, my interests, the things that kind of led to me doing YouTube. And one of the things that just kind of really sort of made me want to do YouTube was that I just needed somewhere to kind of be really creative, I guess. Like, I like playing the game, obviously, and I do play the game a lot on my own, but I wanted somewhere to kind of post the stuff that I do rather than just not doing, like, it just being there. And I never used to upload to the gallery, I never used to put anything on there, I never used to post on Twitter or anything like that, and I just kind of decided that, you know, I should do that. Like, that would probably make me very happy. So that's why I've started doing that. And as for like my interests and stuff like that, obviously I've already mentioned the cats. Cats are definitely a big part of my life, and I like to sew. I do like to I used to do it more in the old house because we had the room, but in this house I had to kind of get rid of my sewing machine. But I used to make things. I used to make basically anything. I used to make bags, like little tote bags. I used to make clothes, anything. Like I like making stuff with a sewing machine, and I'm hoping that eventually I'll have space again to do that at some point. So this one upstairs, the attic room, is going to be my bedroom, and it's obviously got an ensuite. It's in my favourite colour, which is teal. That blue on the walls, like, that's my favourite colour. And I don't know, I just wanted it to be, it's quite cluttered, I think, in this. There's like the easel outside because I do like to paint as well, and a guitar. The guitar is a nod to my boyfriend who he was in a band for a while, but they were kind of on a hiatus at the moment. But he does a lot of music. He does a lot of like music videos and stuff like that he's produced in the past. So this house obviously is big enough, and he probably would live in this one. So I've made sure that he's got a lot of the kind of things that he would like. I like cactuses a lot, so there are a lot of cactuses around the place. We do have a lot of cactuses in our house as well, but the cats do tend to eat them, which is quite annoying, but there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. But we do try to keep them out of the way of them, but still manage to get them somehow. So don't have cats and cactuses is basically the moral of this story. So again, back to the build. So the bedroom has obviously got to be comfortable for two people, so it's quite large. There's a lot of like storage stuff, a lot of space. I like the idea of having like odd bedside tables. I don't like things to match. I don't know, to me I'm a very chaotic person anyway, so having like a different area, like having different things all over the place that don't match, like that sounds more I don't know, because I can get a bit obsessive with like making things look perfect. So I think sometimes going for like odd furniture and things that don't match kind of lets me feel a bit more free rather than worrying about things not being perfect. So I've kind of gone for that in the build, and I've always wanted a dressing table like that because I am a makeup hoarder. I've got so much makeup upstairs, and I actually had to clear out a corner of my bedroom to put a shelf in, a free tiered shelf to actually store all of my makeup on, because I've got that much of it. And I don't know why I have that much of it. I'm just a bit obsessed with makeup. I buy it all the time, and I don't know, I think I'm some sort of beauty guru or something, even though I don't know, I just look like I've walked out of the Crayola factory after an explosion most of the time. But yeah, so I go back and put a nice dressing table in Lizzie's room, and I put that little plant on there because Lizzie does have a nephew, and she has lots of like younger siblings and stuff, so I imagined that she would have something like that they'd made to her, which she does have stuff like that anyway, so to me that seemed very realistic. And that horse, I just really liked that horse, so I just put it in there because, again, if I saw something like that and I liked it, I would just buy it and it would just end up being in my room. Like, that's just, I don't know, I just like random things. Like a lamp that looks like a giraffe. Like, if I was to sort of look up now and tell you what's in front of me, we have above my computer, I have like some shelves, and on the shelves, the things that belong to me are some records, some old records that belong to my dad, a money tin that's covered in dinosaurs, a dragon stuffed toy, a salt and pepper shaker that are hugging, and a giraffe's head that's in the shape of a vase, and a ghost bean, which is basically a bean that's dressed in a ghost outfit. So that's just like gives you a quick idea of what kind of person I am. Oh, and a flamingo lamp as well, but that doesn't belong to me, that belongs to Lizzie. Lizzie loves flamingos, everything about flamingos. And I like everything to do with cats, so we have a lot of cat stuff and a lot of flamingo stuff. So I think this might be kind of heading towards the end of the build. Yeah, I'm just kind of figuring out what I want the back garden to be like. I think I put the hot tub in. I wanted somewhere where we can have a barbecue, because I do like socialising. I can be a social person, but most of the time I like to just stay in and keep to myself. I know for a fact that Lizzie would love like somewhere where she could grow flat plants and stuff, so I put those there for her benefit, because I, like I said, cannot keep anything alive that's plant-based anyway, not, I'm not like killing my cats or anything. Again, I'm a bit obsessed with the cactuses, so you'll see a lot of those around the place. And it's just basically me trying to fill walls now, and I don't like blank spaces. I like everything to kind of feel like it's got a character, I guess. Like I keep using that word, it's like my buzzword of the day, got character. And I think now we're heading down to like the little secret area that I was telling you about, which is the basement. Now, one thing's for certain, I know for a fact that if I was to ever build my dream home, I would definitely have a music room. And I don't play music myself. I'm not very good at playing music, but Dav is. And I love live music, I love going out and seeing gigs, I go to those quite often. We're quite lucky that we live over the road from a pub that puts on a lot of like tribute acts and stuff like that, and we just we go there quite a lot and watch live music. So for me it's really important to have somewhere in my house that you can play music. Dav obviously spends a lot of time here. He doesn't live here, but he spends a lot of time here, and he does have like his instruments, some of his instruments that he plays here. So I'd love to have like a little soundproofed room that he could come and practice in, and he plays everything, like any instrument you can think of he plays it. So you'll see in a minute I'm doing that. This is my games room that I've always wanted, like a room completely dedicated to games. And you might think, oh, that's a lot of consoles that you've got there, but I like to think that's every console that's ever existed, because I would definitely have a room that is just dedicated to like all the consoles, like a PS1, a PS2. I think my first ever console was the Nintendo 64. And then I had, what else did I have? Yeah, the Nintendo 64, and then there was the SNES, I think. Anyway, I've had a lot of different consoles. So this is the music place, and I imagine that like you could watch people putting on live acts, and I've used the soundproofed wallpaper, and I've put those murals up on the wall for that I will eventually get my sim to come down and paint. But Dav's also, well, he's just creative in general, and an artist. He's a graphic designer is what his job is, but he plays music, and obviously like plays in bands and stuff like that, and he's done quite a few different gigs around the area. So so I think this is the end of the build now. So thank you very much for watching, and if you like this, subscribe. And obviously this is D, and we'll be getting to I think I'll be doing F next, which I haven't decided quite what I'm going to do, but again, like I said, if you like this, please subscribe, and thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.